Americans with Disabilities Act changed my life in many ways. When I was growing up, I was both deaf and blind. I have a very rare genetic disease called optic nerve atrophy, OA1, with hearing loss. It was first carried by my mother, who is also legally blind and hearing impaired. I was diagnosed with optic nerve atrophy when I was 24 months of age. And by the time I was 7 years old, it was very noticeable. I first went to Fishware Elementary School, where I was placed in a special classroom with other blind children, but when they realized that I had a hearing loss and it became significant, they wanted to place me in a classroom with deaf children. My parents felt that I would not benefit from that change, so I was moved to the Florida School for the Deaf and the Blind, where I was raised in the residential program at FSDNB. I decided from a young age that I was not going to let my disabilities stand in my way of achieving my goals and my dreams. I became an athlete at the Florida School for the Deaf and the Blind, competing at both track and swimming, eventually competing at the United States Association of Blind Athletics, winning 2 gold medals in the USABA Games in 1986. I went on to graduate from high school in 1988 and began attending Florida State College at Jacksonville. Back then it was called Florida Community College. At that time, I needed sign language interpreters to communicate close to my face, having the interpreter sign maybe 6 inches from my face so that I could have access to what was going on in the classrooms. FCCJ also provided note takers and readers to help me achieve my goals of passing each of my classes. And in 1990, I had been attending what at that time was independent living for adult blind, iLab, which is now Vision Education Rehabilitation Center, and they were teaching me independent living skills. And this is when the Americans with Disabilities Act was signed into law. I was not fully able to participate in society due to my limitations with my hearing and sight. Back then, there were so many things that were different from today. Today, I can go in any public building with my service dog without fear of discrimination. I have access to transportation. I have access to technology. I'm able to work a full-time job at the Independent Living Resource Center as an information and referral coordinator. This has changed my life significantly and allow me to independently be able to provide for my family, which includes my husband and 3 children, all who have varying disabilities. My oldest son is legally blind. My middle daughter has both hearing and vision loss. Hers is even more significant than mine in that she uses tactile sign language. And like me, she's extremely independent. We know that because we have the Americans with Disabilities Act to protect our freedom, freedom from discrimination, freedom from isolation, we are empowered to do anything that we set our hearts and our dreams to accomplish. We know that there is no limitations. We don't believe in the word can't. Every individual with a disability is equal to anyone else without a disability. It doesn't matter what our disabilities are. If we set our minds and our hearts to it, we can achieve anything.